Yo, what's good, my mammals? Okay, so today I'm going to be giving y'all my settings and everything that you have been requesting from me. Hopefully you will not have a question left unanswered. It should all be here, hopefully. I mean, if there's anything else you want to know, by all means comment. But yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so to start off, my settings. I know that's what you guys are here for. But obviously for the beginners, I highly recommend you stay because I'm going to be giving you guys beginner tips, stuff that you might find useful. If you want a more in-depth video, I'm going to try to keep it simple. I will give a more in-depth video, just let me know. But yeah, I'm just going to start off with my sensitivity, kind of break things down. First off, the only thing I have enabled up here is toggle lean. I just switched back to toggle lean. I lean with mouse buttons. If you lean with keys, normally people lean with Q and E. If you lean with anything else, you're weird. For Q and E leaners, I highly recommend you play toggle lean. For mouse button leaners, play non-toggle lean. But again, it's preference. Like it has pros and cons to both. I'm playing toggle lean because I just prefer not to hold down a button anymore. Also, it just saves my mouse button from not breaking. So, yeah, I'm just playing toggle lean. I'm sure I'll switch between them, but for now, I'm playing toggle lean. I highly recommend it. FOV, play 115. Don't be weird. Don't play 90. I've seen people play 90 and run around with shotguns. Or like 60. It's like, it's just hurting your eyes in general. It looks poop. So, play 115. It looks good. It's going to help you be goated. My sensitivity is a really good starting sensitivity in my opinion. It's not far off of the default. I think the default's like 100, 100, 100. I could be wrong. But this is it's not too slow. It's not too fast. But this all depends on your DPI and your Roblox sensitivity. First off, my Roblox sense is a 0.2. I recommend 0.2. It's perfect for 800 DPI users, which is what I use. I use 800 DPI. I highly recommend that you just play 0.2. It's going to give you the best general feel, probably. Of course, if you want something faster, go ahead, up it to, say, 0.21, 0.25, like whatever you want to do, or lower it. Yeah, this is my sensitivity. It's a good general sense. I highly recommend it. But don't copy people's sense. The biggest mistake people make is copying a sense that they're not used to, and then playing on that sense, thus making themselves worse at the game. Stick to a sense. For instance, play my sense, and then that will tell you whether or not you want a higher sense or a lower sense. Then would you find that general kind of sensitivity that you like, it's okay to adjust your sense a couple notches sometimes. I do it. But do not change your sense really ever. Stick to a sense and master it. That is what any pro in any game will say. Do not change your sense. Master that sense. You will wash yourself if you change your sense constantly. I know because I've done it before. Luckily, I'm recovered. Sort of. But yeah, this is my sensitivity. The rest of the stuff doesn't really matter. I mean, it's all preference. Or, well, if you're a controller player, I can help you there. Not sure why you would be doing that, but I mean, you do you. This stuff is kind of important, I guess. Like I recommend that you hide your domination indicators just because it's domination. It's super cluttered in your HUD. It's like, just disable it. Help yourself. Help your eyeballs. Patrol you want, hardpoint you want, and Koth you want. These two are the best for getting high kill games. Hardpoint is probably in my opinion, the best. I mean, Koth is always really good, but it basically ends as soon as a team caps. Like if you're stacking, Koth is the best because if you can keep both teams from not capping the point, then you can just run the clock down the whole time, the whole 15 or 20 minutes, whatever it is. But hardpoint is the best generally because it's not a cap sort of, or you cap the point, but it's not like Koth where it stays capped. It's only capped when people are on it, so it's easier to take control of. especially if you're not 5 stacking or something. But yeah, like, I mean, for, I guess, generally skilled players, this I recommend playing with these, but just starting off, please do not disable these. You need to learn where points are. You need to learn the muscle memory of this game. That's how you get good. It's not necessarily just mastering movement or aim. Muscle memory and your brain is what's going to help you in this game. Well, I guess and aim, but yeah. For people who've been playing this game, copy these, play around with them. For people who are just starting, do not. These are my team colors. I've had these forever, to be honest. I'll probably end up changing them. These are just what they are now. None of this stuff really matters. I mean, you can change all this stuff. I don't personally. Enemy outlines. People have asked me how to get white outlines. All you do is just literally drag your cursor to the middle, and then it makes it white. This is probably the most important thing. Please put your enemy outline transparency to 0. You do not want any transparency. You want to be able to see your outlines, especially with some of the skins in this game. Outlines can look super bad, and you won't be able to see them as good. Play 0 and play a bright color. Play like green or like just a really bright color. White is also a really good general color to play. Disable your friendly outlines too. You don't want your team. You don't want to see your team's outlines. It's just super cluttered. Just don't. It's gonna mess you up. Just don't. The rest of the stuff just doesn't really matter. Copy it, whatever. This is my crosshair at the moment. I highly recommend you play 4 in terms of size. This is what I usually play on. I'm just playing on 6 because like I was bored and I just upped it, and I like it. Like 6 and 4 are or like anywhere from 4 to 6 in terms of size. If you want this crosshair, is perfectly good for all reses. The rest of the stuff just copy it if you want my crosshair. I don't really mess with any of this, to be honest. Like, I don't use a custom crosshair. I think the crosshairs in this game are fine, but if you want to use a custom one, by all means, go ahead. These are my binds. I use F to prone. It's a really out of the way button. I recommend it. Do not play V. Some people play V. Personally, I just find that weird. Unless you have really long alien fingers, then go ahead. But F is just, I don't know, I think it's a good general button. Or like using X maybe. A lot of people use X, or you can use whatever you want. My leans are L and K because obviously I use mouse buttons. In Roblox, you can't bind mouse buttons by default. You have to bind your mouse buttons to a key. So that's what these are. None of this stuff I really changed other than like your quick melee, your quick throw. Please bind these to any out of the way button you're never gonna press. You don't want to accidentally press these. It will get you killed. Just don't use them in general. But yeah, this is the rest of the stuff. None of this stuff really matters. Miscellaneous. Disable map textures. Please disable them. The game looks so much worse with map textures. I don't know how that's possible, but it does. It looks super bad. So please play without them. And also your FPS won't be like negative. So disable arms. I don't play with them on. Some people do. It's preference. Disable ragdoll. It's just to minimize clutter. Ragdolls in this game, they kind of fly everywhere, so you don't want that. Just play with them off. Simplified outfits. I highly recommend them for people who struggle with frames. I personally don't. I usually sit around like 200 on average, and like in the game playing on like higher graphics. Or it'll be like 300 to 400 depending. It kind of just depends on the map. But simplified outfits will really help you in terms of frames, and also it just looks clean. So I do highly recommend them. I just personally don't, because some people wear really big skins and it's just easier to hit them. Third person weapon skins, everything here down. Disable them. They tank your frames like mad. Disable them. Your frames will be negative. This will give you an insane difference. Please disable these. Invert flashbang effect. I personally like it because the other one's super bright and my eyeballs burn every single time I get flashed. So play with this. Just save your eyeballs the pain. Noisemaker. to be honest, I don't even know which sounds I'm using at the moment. I just kind of copied some random ones that sound good. I think my hit sounds like the Osu hit sound. If you're curious on how to get these, I mean, you can just look up a tutorial. I'm not gonna, if I show you, it's gonna take way too long. So, I mean, this is my volume. This stuff you can copy. I play around with these all the time. I mean, like, typically you want your hit volume up because, like, you know, if you have a good hit sound, you want to hear it. And your, like, elimination volume and stuff, like, maybe I'll up this. I don't have an assist sound just because, like, I don't know, and that's just extra noise. Personally, I don't like it. I mean, it depends on what I'm using. I just don't use one at the moment. Yeah, this is my volume for those. You can copy those. But yeah, that's all my settings, everything that you could ever want from me. There you go. And also, for people wondering what my profile looks like now, if you did not know, I recently just got 50k on ACR. Yeah, it was pain, but we got it. And yes, I am record holder, if you did not know. There is something I have planned for this, and it will be a banger. I mean, it's gonna take me some time because I have to get every single clip, and it's gonna take a while to edit, but I do have something planned. You might be able to guess what I have planned, but it will be good. It will be a banger, probably. Yeah, this is my profile now. If you wanted to see that, I don't know, some people like to. But yeah. Okay. Next, I'm gonna give you guys sort of a beginner guide on how to level up in this game. For some people, it takes a long time. For me, it doesn't. But obviously, not everyone's good at this game. So, for the beginners, you wanna get all the cool guns. You wanna get all of these pretty poop items. The best way to level up as a beginner, I mean, I don't really recommend spending money on this game. But if you are gonna spend money on this game, something that helped me was buying, I think I bought VIP for the XP tokens, but honestly, just buy the starter pass. You get 2 XP tokens. It's not like really expensive. I mean, I feel like a lot of people have spare Robux just lying around. So if you are one of those people, just buy the starter pass. It will give you a good gun and 94. One of my favorite ARs in this game. I have been meaning to get it diamond. This is the setup I run, by the way. I think it's a Vixen setup, or I don't know who I got it off of, but this gun's a really good gun. It's one of the best bursts in the game. And then you get, well, the pistol doesn't really matter, but you get like, I guess you get like decent character items too. Like, let me see. These are the items you get with it. You get decent items, decent clothes, like you get decent fits, but the main thing is the XP tokens. Once you get to prestige 1, like, okay, let's look at the unlocks. At level 5, you get Vector right away. Vector is a brain dead gun. It has like some of the best hip fire in the game out of all the guns. I know because I have 17,000 kills on it. You get one of the best knives in the... Actually, I think this is my favorite knife in the game, besides hunting knife, just because of the animations being really good. So you automatically get one of the best knives in the game. Then, oh wait, at level 10, wow, you get Mod U and Scorpion, one of the best secondaries. It's really good. I highly recommend you use it. It's basically a pocket AK. Look at the damage. 45 headshot. You kidding me, dude? It's so good. So once you get to prestige 1, your life is going to be so much better. Because then look over here. You get Galil. I mean, Galil's kind of mid now. I'm not going to lie to you. I prefer old Galil. MP5. MP5 is insane right now. You get Evo. Obviously, it's a cheesy gun. We all know this. Well, for the new players, it's a cheesy gun. It's really good. You can use it. I don't like encouraging people to use it because it's a cheesy gun, but by all means, do what you want. Scar is a really underrated gun. So good. It hits like a truck. SV98. It's a fun sniper to use. It's not the best sniper by any means, but it's decent. TAR is amazing right now. And then the PSR, that's what it's called now. I know it is Seiko, so I'm going to call it Seiko. The Seiko is the best sniper for hip fire. If you did not know, snipers got a buff not too long ago, or I guess it was a while ago now, but they got an insane hip fire buff. Mosin and Seiko are insane right now. Like, all you need to do is just run around and hip fire insta swap with this, and you're just going to be hitting every shot. Also, when 100 HP TDM was a thing, this thing one-shots no matter where you hit them, because it does 110 damage by default. So this is a really good gun for hip fire. Same thing with Mosin, but obviously Mosin is restricted to 5 bullets only. So I recommend using this. This is the setup I run. It's not like a crazy setup or anything, because obviously like it's not a revamped gun. So I'm just running like stuff for handling, mono because it sounds good. Tac laser for ADS and hip fire. Cobra Sight just because it's just a good sight to use for snipers in my opinion. I think using a red dot's actually harder. But yeah, like once you get prestige 1, like your life is just gonna be so good. So good. So yeah, I highly recommend you buy the starter pass. If you do plan on like actually doing things in this game quicker, this is the best option. Now, when it comes to movement, as you can see, I'm currently running a 110 mobility gun. Mobility is a very important thing in this game. There are a few 110 mobility guns that you can get. MP7 is one of them. MP5 is one of them. PP19, Uzi, those can all go to 110 mobility or Vector 2. But for today's example, I'm going to be using MP7 just because it's, I don't know, I just like using it. So to start off, before I even continue, if you do not have an FPS unlocker installed, click off this video, go install an FPS unlocker. You can look it up. I personally use Bloxtrap. Do not download any FPS unlockers that are not from GitHub. You want to get them from GitHub. Any other ones, there's virus potential. You don't want to hurt your PC. So just get the ones from GitHub, either the one that's called just Roblox FPS Unlocker, or you can get Bloxtrap, which is what I personally use. But yeah, go look up on YouTube or whatever a tutorial on how to download it. Super, super easy. It takes 5 seconds. Then come back. Okay, so for the people who have FPS unlockers installed already, the first thing that you want to know when it comes to movement, I'm sure, is super jumping. Super jumping is probably the easiest thing to do in this game when it comes to movement, and it's like the only movement tech in this game besides like wall running, or like wall gliding. Super jumping is really, really easy. Okay, so to super jump, all you have to do, and this is just for a normal super jump, not going into it with momentum, which I will go over after. To super jump, all you need to do is prone. You're going to prone up to a box. You can prone up to like a railing like this. You can do, there's a lot of different obstacles in this game that you can super jump off of, and most of them you can super jump off of, but boxes are the easiest. So to super jump, all you're going to do is you're going to go up to this box and you're going to basically press yourself up against it. You'll know when you're up against it when your gun is going through the box. So all you're going to do, once you're up against this box, you're gonna, while holding W, yes, it is a timing thing. While holding W, you're gonna press Shift, then space. Do not press them at the same time or else it's gonna look like that. Shift, then space. Shift, space. Shift, space. Just like that while holding W. So here we go. Shift, space. Just like that while holding W, Shift, space. Super easy. It's not hard to do. And it's a super easy thing to get down. It'll probably take you a day or two of just playing the game normally to like get used to it. Now, momentum is the next thing I'm gonna get into. Now, you can go high by doing a normal super jump by all means, but if you're somebody who lacks frames and you want to get the maximum amount of height possible, you want to go into the super jump with a slide. Going into it with more momentum tends to give you more height, at least for low frame players. So to go into it with momentum, all you're going to do is just slide into it, prone and shift jump. Super, super easy. You just literally change one thing. Slide, prone, and then shift jump. Super easy. You'll see I go high. Now, if you're somebody who is failing to get height like this, I highly recommend that you go to Paquette's video. His is so much more in depth when it comes to movement, positioning, and just things that you would want to know in order to actually be skilled at this game. But I'm not going to go in depth like him, or else this is going to be a whole movie of a video. So I'm just going to go over the basics. You'll notice that I go really high, and that isn't just because of my frames per se, but it's more so where I'm super jumping. Where you super jump on a box is especially important. Most people don't know that. All right, for example, if I super jump off this corner, yes, I go high, but as you can see, let me put my frames up. Now, I'm on kind of high frames, and also frames are just so much worse in this game. But let's say I turn my graphics to 0, right? Just to prove that this game's frames are actually butt now. I used to get like close to 1,000 frames in this map. Now I'm getting 300, and I'm on low settings. If I go to max, it's still the same. Nothing changes at all. Like nothing at all. But where you super jump on a box, and I'm getting sidetracked, it's especially important. I might go high here, but most people will not. Especially like, okay, if you're jumping off of this, or you jump off of just any sort of surface that does not have anything above it that's going to give you more momentum, it's not going to send you to the moon. What sends you high is me. I'm basically just I'm super jumping in a spot that allows me to bounce off this box. It's not a really good spot to super jump off of. Right here. So you'll notice that I'm hitting this top box, and yes, that is especially important. You want to super jump so that you angle yourself to hit this top box. That will send you to the moon every time. Literally every time. And you don't even need momentum going into it, and you don't need a 110 mobility gun to do it. I can bring out my knife and still super jump just fine. So yeah, super jumping it's not really that hard. It's a super easy thing to do. The only other thing that you can learn in terms of movement, for beginners anyway, is just jump sliding. You just jump and hit C. Super simple. You can do this in the air to give you extra movement, but like you'll just get super jumping down first. That's the most important thing. Just get the timing down. Don't worry about adding any extra movement into it just yet. Once you get it down, like I said, like go to Paquette's video. He will explain everything to you in depth. But yeah, just super jumping in general, super easy. I just practice getting the timing down. And yeah, you're already one step closer to being pro at this game. Next thing, obviously, is aim training. Like, you obviously want to aim train. I highly recommend that you put, we'll say 50 hours into it. Once you have those 50 hours, then just focus on grinding the game. Learn how to transfer your aim training skill to your game. Most people struggle with that. They can be aim training for 100 hours and they don't really notice massive improvement in game. They notice some, but the problem is most people just they struggle to transfer that aim training skill to their play style to their game. And that just comes from a lack of playtime in the game. Just play the game. Just play the game. Just, be aggressive. Just try to kill as many people as you can possibly can. And yeah, you'll get good aim in no time. Like, it's super easy. And obviously peripherals matter too. What mouse you use, what mouse skates you use. That all matters. But just in general, aim training and just playing the game. To some absolutely insano mode guns. 22 LR on MP5 is absolutely insane right now. It's such a good gun. I almost got a 200 with it, actually not too long ago. It's insane. Highly recommend it. This is the setup I use currently. And in terms of good guns just starting off, like that you want to grind to, PB19 is such a good farm gun. It's so good. Like, such an amazing gun. Obviously, I have a lot of kills on it. M16 9mm is still really good. I recommend you use that. AUG is really good. This is the setup I use currently. If you want all of my setups, to be honest, I don't really use like any of these. I don't use sniper shotguns, rifles, LMGs, so I don't really have optimal setups for those, but if you want my ARs and SMGs, let me know. I can give those in the future. But yeah, that's about everything. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Hopefully I answered your guys' questions that you might have. If you want more in depth of a video, then I will give it. Just let me know. But I'm mainly just giving just general beginner tips, stuff like that. Stay tuned. I have stuff coming up. I'll do a video on this gun. P90. There's a lot of stuff that I have planned. So stay tuned. Sub if you want. Totally up to you. But yeah, I will see you guys later.